Have we got some news for you tonight, folks? Just stand by. I turn it over to the one and only Jesus Christ.
You are about to watch a Top Hat production. Please subscribe and click on notifications. Enjoy the show.
Yes, everybody, welcome. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to National and World News Tonight. It's a pleasure to have you here. I'm Minister Charles Nolen. Tonight, America and the world stand at another historic crossroads. We are following growing international tensions, economic uncertainty, rapid changes in artificial intelligence, deep political division, and increasing concern over the future direction of our nation. And later tonight, Story 11, we take a close look at the possible Republican presidential combinations for 2028, including JD Vance for president with Marco Rubio for vice president. And then the reverse possibility, Marco Rubio for president with JD Vance as vice president. What would each administration potentially look like? And how could it reshape America? We'll discuss that coming up later in the broadcast. But first, tonight's top stories. Former President Donald Trump met this week with Chinese President Xi in what analysts are calling one of the most important diplomatic meetings of the year. The discussions focused heavily on trade, Taiwan, artificial intelligence, global security, and tensions connected to Iran and the Middle East. While both leaders publicly projected cooperation, many experts say major disagreements still remain behind the scenes. Financial markets worldwide are watching closely because the relationship between the United States and China directly affects inflation technology, manufacturing, shipping, and consumer prices around the globe. And many Americans continue asking one question: will the relationship between the world's two largest economies improve or continue moving towards confrontation? The International Monetary Fund is warning tonight that rising global instability could slow economic growth worldwide. Oil prices continue fluctuating amid tensions in the Middle East, while families across America still struggle with inflation, high food prices, insurance costs, housing expenses, and healthcare affordability. Small businesses are also expressing concern that another economic slowdown could be approaching. Economic experts say uncertainty itself can become one of the largest threats to financial stability. The war in Ukraine intensified again this week after new Russian strikes reportedly hit areas near Kyiv. Peace negotiations remain stalled. While NATO nations continue increasing military spending and defense preparedness, humanitarian organizations warn that civilians continue paying the highest price as destruction and displacement spread across the region. Many world leaders now fear that the conflict could continue far longer than originally expected. Tensions throughout the Middle East remain extremely high tonight. Military leaders worldwide continue monitoring Iran, Israel, Gaza, and key shipping routes near the Strait of Hormuz. That narrow waterway remains one of the most strategically important locations on Earth because a major percentage of the world's oil supply travels through it. Any disruption there could quickly impact gasoline prices, global shipping, and the worldwide economy. World leaders continue urging restraint as fears of broader regional conflict grow. Still ahead tonight, artificial intelligence changing the future of humanity, the early political battle for 2028, and why many Americans say they are losing trust in institutions across the country. Here's one you'll love. Pope Leo is making headlines tonight after strongly criticizing rising military spending throughout Europe. The Pope warned that nations are investing heavily in weapons, while many citizens struggle with health care, education, poverty, and economic hardship. He urged world leaders to pursue diplomacy and peace instead of escalation and conflict. His remarks are now fueling worldwide debate about the future direction of global alliances and military policy. Artificial intelligence continues transforming industries at remarkable speed. AI systems are now being used in media, medicine, customer service, education, transportation, and even national defense. Supporters say AI could dramatically improve productivity and innovation. Critics warn it may also eliminate millions of jobs, increase misinformation, and create dangerous ethical challenges. Governments worldwide are now racing to determine how much regulation may be needed before the technology becomes even more powerful. Political strategists say the groundwork for the 2028 presidential election has already begun. Republicans and Democrats alike are quietly positioning possible candidates, while America remains deeply divided over immigration, foreign policy, crime, constitutional issues, and the economy. Campaign experts predict the next presidential race could become one of the most expensive and emotionally charged elections in modern American history. Immigration continues dominating political debate across America. Supporters of stronger border enforcement say the southern border remains under tremendous strain. Others continue calling for broader immigration reform and expanded humanitarian protections. Political analysts say immigration will likely remain one of the defining issues of the next national election cycle. Across the nation, many Americans say they are losing trust in institutions once viewed as stable. That includes concerns involving government, media organizations, corporations, and public leadership. Communities continue debating crime, public safety, homelessness, and accountability. Experts warn that rebuilding public confidence may become one of the greatest challenges facing the nation in the years ahead. Religious leaders across the country continue warning that Americans may be facing a deep spiritual crisis. Church leaders point to rising loneliness, family instability, addiction, mental health struggles, and social division. Many faith communities say people are searching for truth, purpose, hope, and moral clarity in increasingly uncertain times. And now, tonight's special report. Who could lead America in the 2028? One Republican combination already generating major discussion is JD Vance for president with Marco Rubio as vice president. Supporters say a Vance-Rubio administration could strongly appeal to working-class conservatives, economic nationalists, and traditional Republican voters. JD Vance is often viewed as a populist voice focused on American manufacturing, border security, and cultural issues. Marco Rubio brings extensive foreign policy experience and broader establishment Republican appeal. But what if the roles were reversed? Imagine Marco Rubio for president with JD Vance as vice president. The combination could present a different balance, possibly emphasizing diplomacy, international relations, economic growth, while still maintaining strong conservative positions domestically. Political analysts say either combination could significantly shape the future direction of the Republican Party. And now we ask you, who do you believe should run for president and vice president in 2028? For both parties, Republicans and Democrats. Your voice matters. Your vote matters. And the future of America depends on informed citizens willing to participate in the democratic process. Tonight's news reminds us that even during uncertainty, conflict, division, and rapid change, millions of people still look toward faith for hope and guidance. Tonight's scripture comes from the Holy Bible, 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. Powerful words for powerful times. Well, folks, I just want to say I really love having you here tonight, and I hope that I brought you something that was good for you to hear, to get you thinking. My show isn't about fancy graphics, appealing videos. It just wants to put the words that you can discern, think about, and make your own choices without pressuring you into thinking about them. Okay, I may not be dressed in a suit and tie. I may not even be shaven. But guess what? I'm still working very hard to bring you the truth. And I hope that you think that matters. Anyway, I hope until I see you the next time that you have a great night, and that I always let Jesus say and have the final word.
Thank you for watching a Top Hat production.